And we're back. Look at us go, dude. We're on episode number 9 already, I think. Yeah, number 9. I'm pretty sure it's number 9. If not, I'll change it on the post-production side of it. But yeah, anyhow, there's a lot to talk about today. Kind of meh news, you know. We didn't win. However, we split the series, so it all kind of comes down tomorrow. Let me hit this intro and we'll move and groove from there. I'll do my best to stop saying It's incredibly difficult though, especially when it's just me by myself yapping. But I will do my best to do better. That's all I can do. But anyhow, let's start off with this intro. So welcome to Left on Base, courtesy of 98.7 KDJO. I'm your host, Dojo Daniel. You can just call me Danny, either or. And let's just jump into it, dude. Let's just get into it. What a just bad game today, you know. Miller, he doesn't get a run in necessarily like by your conventional standards. It's more of a walk, and they were able to they did a better job at navigating the bases and stuff like that, you know. They're number one for a reason, and us even being this much of a contender to them shows that we have something special. At least that's how I like to think about it. But yeah, dude, let's start with some clips and we'll kind of move from there. Actually, instead of clips, I'm gonna start with the standings of right now. Let me get rid of this as well. Oh yeah, this is Tuesday nights. I don't know if I mentioned that before. This is just a Danny episode where it's just me, and we'll get into it. So with today's loss, it's gonna bring us to a game, half a game behind. So we're right neck and neck with him, and honestly, it's pretty good. Could not hope for anything more. I think besides that, we have the Diamondbacks, which are 5 games behind, Giants 10 games behind, and the Rockies, which are 11. But anyhow, yeah, I saw this. This is pretty crazy. Field's absolutely stacked. So many people. Tickets are so expensive. I think I'm trying to try and stop saying but tickets were running about, I want to say $150 to $200 for like Gallagher Square of all places. So you're not even guaranteed a seat. You're just in the stadium, which is cool. But you know, the days of going to a cheap Padres game are over, and that's kind of a good and bad thing. It's a double-edged sword. Happy that we're doing so good and happy that we're so popular, but also I hate spending more than $50 on tickets. Maybe one day I'll get it for free, you know, hitting those sponsors. But yeah, let's see what's on the docket. I kind of just hit a bunch of random videos and hope that my yapping skills will get us through it. Not a super long episode either. Here's Manny Machado's home run today. Let's play it.
Machado drives it on to deep center field. Pages back at the wall. It's gone into the bullpen. 2-run home run for Manny Machado. Padres tie it up 2-2 with one mighty swing of the bat by Manny.
Some good news though, Canning didn't kill the game. Like I said, I was watching this in the background. Let's see if I can find this. So I was just glancing at it every chance I had. Do we just have the scores by number? For once, I'm not trying to see the story. Let me see. Let's go over here. No dead air. No dead air at all. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. Some audio issues. I found what I was looking for right here, though. Yeah, so it was 2-2 first inning. They got 2 runs. Second inning, we got 2 runs. Then we got another 2 runs in the third inning. I think Andujar was the reason why we got that. And then Estrada went on, throwing just straight batting practice, got racked. Same thing with the 6th inning. And that brings us to the 9th inning, which was just, it was a super disappointing inning, in my opinion. Like, I love Miller, best pitcher of all time, and he cannot save every single situation that we're in. It's definitely on our bats to not get more insurance runs on that. We had, I want to say like 3 more innings after, 2 more innings. Well, 3 if you include the, if you include that like last at bat that we had on the 9th, where we just couldn't get anything done. When I saw it was the top of our lineup and we had like Fermin and Tatis, I was like, fuck, you know, there's no shot that Tatis is going to hit a home run, which would be correct because he did not. He instead hit it to second base, which was an automatic out when he threw it to first. But it's whatever. You know, we have another good game coming up tomorrow at 5:40. I didn't see too much from Kenny. I want to check this really quick. See if the story actually is somewhat useful. Shohei Ohtani was his leadoff double off of Canning. And then this is still the first inning. It's still top of the first. Here, I'll give you some audio so it's not just me.
Strikes out Tatis promptly, abusing him. Machado drives it out to deep center field. Pa has
stolen base category. Check that.
Yeah, he pitched more. He pitched a few innings and
line to left, and Sheets moves over to make the catch. In the Dodgers' 3rd inning, a off pitch and a swing and a miss. Struck. This is back up the middle to the backhand. Fernando.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it.
And a harsh home
To the
run.
left, and Hernandez turns and watches it leave. And
Solid.
first one from Canning is.
He has an RBI ground out.
Hernandez will score.
Canning didn't do too bad.
A pair of productive outs after the.
He didn't do too bad, especially for someone with a like .10, 10 point something ERA. So I'm happy about that. I don't know why Craig Stammen thought it was a good idea to place him. You know, we have so many better pitchers, and I get that we could put people on short rest, but then again, it's just a regular game. I was listening to the radio this morning, and they're just saying it's just a regular game. You know, we have a few hundred of these, you know, and 160 of these, and you can't put all of your eggs in one basket, especially when it's something like this. So I understood it. It's understandable. That being said, no reason why he should be pitching and no reason why he's on the mound, but he didn't do too bad, which is good. Let's see. I want to go to yesterday's game. I know Andujar got another home run yesterday, and then we had Miller come up, and he kind of closed it out. So it was a pretty easy game. There's not too much to report on. Our bats were just cold the entire game. But like, you know, what can you say? What can you say when we just cannot seem to get alive? And this is just more of like what we need to fix. We need a better hitting coach at this point, because I don't know what's happening with our first like all-stars. Most of our hitters are coming from like the back 9 of the lineup. Let's see, we got this. Yeah, we got Manny Machado's home run. Oh, I saw this. This is kind of funny. Yeah, she's not getting out. She's not going to get let out anytime soon. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, no, she's not coming out. Especially after today when it was the game on the line and he still couldn't do anything. It's so frustrating, and it's so hard being a fan of this baseball team sometimes. I was born into this. I didn't choose. But even if I wasn't, I still wouldn't choose the Dodgers, though, that's for sure. Gonna peep in all the angry comments here. Yeah, that's not happening. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Andujar went back-to-back both nights.
Yeah, I mean it.
To left, and Hernandez turns and watches it leave. And Duhar homered last night. He's homered tonight. And this two-run
Solid,
shot
solid.
puts the Padres on top 4-2.
At least we didn't have a benches clearing situation. No one was hitting each other by pitch, so that was kind of cool. Nothing too crazy. Still waiting on it though. Waiting for some more exciting baseball, but this was just like, it was a solid game with two of the top contenders in the NL West and in the National League just in general. So it was pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, here's that final score. A lot of shit talking in the comments. Whatever. Whatever. We'll still be here. Did this person actually bring this to Petco Park? No shot. They actually brought that. No, I don't think that is that. That'd be really embarrassing though, dude. Not me pulling up to a fucking Dodgers game with a with a commemorative mug from the Padres. Absolute cringe. Yeah, here's that sac fly that let him in.
Pajes slams one to right center field. Tatis back, makes the catch. Here comes Cole. Here's the throw. Relay to the plate. Not in time.
That was done for the mean, especially. But I get there was a. Let's see if I can get out of that. There was a. They're trying to challenge it, saying that he was blocking the plate, which I can see something. I can see where he's coming from, but still. It's just, how are you about to, how do they score a run without getting a hit? It's so frustrating. And the only reason why they're on base is because it was supposed to be a strikeout, but ABS changes the game. And it's a double-edged sword because there's been times where it's helped us and it didn't help us today. They got that challenge correct from Miller. I think it was, I don't know who it was. It wasn't Betts. It was the other dude. Can't tell off the top of my head, but then they got a pinch runner and they were just able to kind of go through those bases and we couldn't do anything. And Miller was pulled out at the very end of it, which Stammen looked pretty upset. Understood. But you got like 7 or 8 people behind you, dude. We have to be making those plays. If we see someone stealing, we have to go for it. We have to get that out. We did that yesterday, and I'm not super stoked on Ferdinand's performance, but yeah. Who am I? Who's this guy? I've never played baseball professionally, but from an outsider's perspective, like a fan's perspective, not stoked on that whatsoever, dude. Let's see, what else do we got? This is just that home run I showed earlier. I did that twice. What else is there? Oh, I saw this bullshit. This is kind of stupid. I hate this country sometimes. As an American citizen, it's kind of annoying. And someone who this was somewhat close to, especially with this like shooting, I go to school super close to this, so having to like speed through an active shooting just to get to class is insane. And you got like some dickhead trying to yell USA in the background. Get the fuck out of here. So dumb. But yeah, super sad. Wishing the best. Anyhow, not that this is a political podcast. I'm apolitical, of course. I'm letting my politics justify how y'all feel about me. But what else do we got? I'm not gonna free scroll too much on Twitter. I've pretty much covered everything I've already needed to. We did a lot of talking on Saturday, so there's not like too much for me to really go over again. It's a bit annoying, It's a bit annoying that we couldn't get the W today, especially when we had that 2-run lead for most of the game. But our bullpen really failed us, and then our bats definitely failed us. But yeah, fun times out here. Just gonna free scroll on a different tab. I learned my lesson. That way I don't get in trouble. No copyright striking today. Here is Tatis's throw was off target. I don't know. I saw this because it just happened, but let's see. It goes to that. Miller's over there. It was a well-placed hit, and at least it was an out, but it was a sac fly, so I don't know. Yes, Song needed to be a little bit better about that, but anyhow, it goes without saying though, it's just one of 100 and something games, and I'll say that yesterday. I feel the same way yesterday. It's like, I'm stoked that we get to beat our rivals. Even though they don't say it's a rivalry, they're still fools pulling up, but fun as much as it is. Yeah. Trying to talk so much smack here, dude. Oh. I'm gonna have to censor that. Let's see, what else do I have here? Someone says Bogarts is back to his old self, which is correct. Just literally nothing. You can't get mad. We still have one more game ahead of us. And that's all we have to do. You know what I mean? We just got to keep pushing and playing. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't want to be super repetitive here. Oh yeah, this is how it was an error on him. His first error there. It was his very first error of his career, I believe. But
lead since the first. Call. Oh, baby! Catches a break! He had been picked off.
Come on, man. Come on, Miller. You can't be doing that. This team will take advantage of any air you give them. A lot of shit talking here. I'm like pointing as it's over there. Whatever, dude. Whatever. When the tide is eventually flipped, I will say the same thing, dude. I'm gonna go in the comments super aggro and start fucking with everybody, because that's what we do. It's the great civil war of Southern California. Let's see. Nothing too crazy here. Still being a little bit more cautious. A's won today. We play them tomorrow. They almost threw a no-hitter. Or no, the Angels almost threw a no-hitter. Right? No, I think it was the A's no-hitter. Yeah, it was the Athletics no-hitter. Just kidding. If not, I'll comment and correct it as I go. Just keep refreshing. Unfortunately, I'm recording this just as the game ended. I believe my thing says it over here, but it is like 10 o'clock. So game ended at like 9 something. Yeah, not too much to really talk about, dude. We covered a lot of it on Saturday, so there's no point in me really getting too crazy with any of that. I mean, I'm at 18 minutes anyways. I wish I had more to talk about, dude. But there's really not that much to talk about. Just kind of a interesting game, interesting series. I will be at the next Dodgers game, though, that when they do come back inevitably. I believe that's on the 18th. Let me see. Let me go to our schedule. I could do that. Yeah, let's talk some schedules. Let's talk about what our upcoming games are. And we'll kind of move and groove from there. And then I will cut it after that. Like I said, I like to keep these between like 20 to 25-ish minutes. 1 second. Anyhow. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Dodgers, we got the Athletics, we got the Phillies, the Nationals, the Mets, the Reds, the Orioles, the Braves, and then the Dodgers again on the 26th of next month. I think it's at Petco. Yeah, it's also at Petco Park. Do we play them 3 times? How many times do we play them? Yeah, we play them a lot actually. Yeah, we play them in June and then in July as well at Dodger Stadium. The Marlins, the Rockies, yeah, and then the Yankees at the very end. Yeah, most of those games are going to be within this like 2-week span, so interesting to see it. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I hope we get this Athletics sweep though. They're not too good, but I think this is also at Petco Park. Yeah, it's also at Petco Park. I think we go to the Mets state, or we go to Philly. I think we go on a road trip after that. Yeah, dude, that's all I really have for y'all today, dude. I don't want to make this super long. Keep it kind of short. I think we're at like 20-ish minutes. Sorry, man. Sorry to all of you who listen to this. And when I mean all of you, I mean just myself when I'm editing it. Anyhow, let me hit my outro and I'll move and groove from there. And I will see you all on Saturday. Jose and I will be back on Saturday talking about this week's games, giving some more insight and talking about future games as a whole. So this has been Left on Base, courtesy of 98.7. I was your host, Dojo Daniel, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you all on Saturday.